Welcome back to The Grind for a quick Styrfe ramp-up rotation guide. Now, there is a Mutant Karina's Challenge in version 2, so you might be looking into this for that, or you just might be wanting to learn to play Styrfe. Now, you'll notice at the very start of the fight, I started Cloaked, and that's because I had a synergy with Guillotine Thor or Hood. Now, that only helps for the very start of the fight, because you get some very quick access to missed hits, which is going to ramp up your kinetic charges, or telepathic charges, whatever they're called. And with Styrfe, you want to throw lots of heavy attacks, but you want to do it after you've built up some power, because the chance of you getting one of those charges increases the more power you have. Another thing you want to do to ramp up is to use your special ones, and we're going to show that after our first special 3. Because I started with this synergy and I was able to get halfway to 20 of those charges with the synergy, I'm just going straight to a special 3. What you want to do is get to 20 of those charges and then have a special 3 to throw it off, because the special 3 is going to bank those charges into persistent charges. Now that I have 3 bars of power, I just need to throw a few more heavy attacks to get the remainder of those charges built up, and then I can throw the special 3 to convert those into persistent charges, and that is going to be our first cycle of the ramp up. So you can see there we were able to spam 2 heavy attacks back to back in the corner, and now we're going to land a parry to stun him. We're going to throw off our special 3, and you're going to see these 20 charges are converted into persistent charges, plus the special 3 grants 5 of its own, so 25 for that first special 3, and you can do that up to 100 persistent charges. So now without the synergy, or after your first special 3, you want to ramp up using your special 1. Ideally, you want to make sure they throw a special attack first, because right after you throw your special 1, you want them to attack into you with their basic attacks to miss as many hits as possible, and then you want to charge your heavy attack and hit them with the heavy attack before it expires and before they leave. So here we go, we're throwing the special 1. He does not have a bar of power. He's going to attack in, and we're going to repeat and slow this down. So each missed hit is going to give us 1 of those telepathic charges, and then our heavy attack is going to give us 4. You want to make sure you release that heavy attack while they're next to you before the phase ends, so you can ramp up those charges. And you're going to want to do this probably twice, maybe 3 times, depending on how many charges you get. And then you want to finish off ramping up to your special 3 with throwing as many heavy attacks as possible in order to finish building up to the last 20 charges. Now we're at 15, we have 5 more to go, and we're going to get those 5 after we build up some power and push ourselves closer to that special 3. Also, you'll notice the special 1 puts a passive shock on the opponent, and certain hits will refresh that shock. If you don't get a hit in time, it won't refresh and you'll lose the shock, which is more important once you've ramped up higher and the damage is getting higher and higher. Now you want to be very careful when playing Styrfe, because as you can see, if you get hit while you're above 5 charges, you're going to lose 5 charges for each hit that glances, and that's going to take away all of your ramp up for that phase. It doesn't remove any persistent charges, but you're going to have to then start over for that next cycle of getting 20 charges. So now we threw the special 2 just to get rid of it, and then we're going to go for a special 1. We're throwing heavy attacks in as well. And another tip that you can do to encourage them to attack into your block if you're finding that the opponent is being passive is you can throw your special 1 into their block, and then they're more likely to attack into you right after. However, I have had in some situations where I was ending the special 1 right next to the opponent, and they were able to get 1 attack in right before I actually phased. But as you can see, since we were further away, we were able to make that work, and he did attack in right away. And so we were able to build up some charges, and now we're going for another special 1, and then after that we're going to make our way to a special 3. Now the big mistake I make here is I throw the special 1 while he has a bar of power. I did end up getting lucky that he did not throw the special 1, but that is a big risk to take, and you would potentially lose all of those telepathic charges, and I really don't recommend doing that. Make sure that you bait out the special attack before you throw your special 1. I do like that Styrfe has some pretty decent reach on his heavy attack, and we're already getting some pretty nice big numbers on our heavy attacks and other hits as well. You can see a nice 12k crit on that heavy attack, plus the extra burst damage, plus the constant shock ticking away as well. Now we're building up with heavy attacks up to our special 3, and we do have 16 telepathic charges now, and we're going to throw the special 3 to finish off the fight and bank the remainder of those charges, and we have an almost halfway ramped up Styrfe at this point. And in Abyss, you're able to ramp up Styrfe fully in a single fight because the health pools are so high, and then you can carry those over to the next fight. And then if you are a horseman, you can build up again to your 20 kinetic telepathic charges, and that'll add more attack damage. But also, when you're at 20 as a horseman of the apocalypse, you will be unblockable for all your hits, and that can make Styrfe just an absolute powerhouse for going through this content. So I really do hope that this video was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you have any special Styrfe tips, please put them in the comment section below for everyone's benefit, and I hope to see you in the next video.